Welcome to our podcast, Elevate Us into the Future, where AI's potential is unraveled by visionary minds. Join us as industry titans and visionary pioneers unlock the vaults of their minds,
sharing honest advice, invaluable insights, and incredible success stories. This is not your average podcast. This is your go-to hub for all the related updates on recruitment, AI technology, and the future of work. Elevate into the new era of technology. Elevate with us to the future.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast, Elevate Us to the Future. I'm your host today, Fatima Rassool, and today I have a very special guest with me, Tycho, who's the visionary founder of Vonq, the leading job ad automation platform. And today we're going to delve into this realm of job ad automation and explore all of its awesome benefits. So without further ado, hello, Tycho. Can you please tell us a bit more about yourself?
Yeah, first of all, thanks a lot for the invite. I've listened to your podcast and I really liked your previous conversation. So it's an honor to be here. So my name is Tycho van Paassen. I'm the founder of Vonq. Vonq is the global leader in automated job distribution. And over 1,000 companies rely on our technology on a daily basis. And we process over 60 million jobs per year. So uh, we've been growing quite significantly in the past years.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you so much for the introduction. Tico, I want us to start by exploring the evolution of job ads over time. So, how have they evolved and what led to this rise of automated job ads?
Yeah, so when I started back in 2006, job boards were new, and recruiters had no clue which job boards to use for their jobs. So basically, they went to the same job boards, mostly with basically for all of their jobs, and mostly those were the job boards with the best brand. For example, this was Monster in many countries. And all job postings were duration based back then. So you pay a fixed amount and the job is listed for, let's say, 30 days. Um, and then social media arise like Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram. And then the pay per performance job boards like Indeed and Talent.com, Atsuna, and so on came to the market. And the rise of automated job ads in the recruitment industry can be attributed to advancements in technology, particularly AI and machine learning. And automated jobs have become increasingly popular. Vonq allow employers to create, customize, and distribute jobs to various online platforms in a completely automated way. And on top of that, um, we measure all campaign results in the ATS, and we use this data. So we basically leverage that data to automatically optimize the job ads and improve results. So basically, post and pray, like it used to be on the duration job boards, has evolved to predict, post, and analyze. Right. So it became so it went from basically from magic to science, right? So yeah, it's been a significant improvement, I would say.
And it's so funny because Tico recruiters in the past, they used to post their ads on bulletin boards. They used to post it on windows, on newspapers. And it's crazy just to see the transformation. Like now everything is automated. Everything can be done within one single tab. And, now that we've discussed the historical aspect, I want to know the modern impact of these automated job ads. What sets them apart from traditional methods? The methods that you were mentioning, like maybe the post and pray. Um, how are they reshaping recruitment?
Yeah, very very relevant question, and thanks for asking it. So automated job distribution stand out from traditional methods due to their precision targeting, their data-driven approach, but also real-time optimization. So channels like Naukri in India, for example, or Stepstone in Germany, or LinkedIn, they use algorithms to match the job openings with relevant candidates. So they want to enhance the quality of the applications, and they want to shorten the hiring cycle, right? So at Vonq, we typically integrate our job distribution technology within the ATS, such as Workday, Oracle, but also Elevators. And by integrating with the ATS, Vonk is able to measure the quality of the candidates and use this data to optimize the job ads and recruitment marketing spend for our customers. So, yeah, I'm going back to where I started. It's really becoming science where the data play becomes increasingly important to, yeah, basically become successful.
100%. And it also improves data driven decision making, right, Tico? Because, it's these systems, they're collecting data and based on the performance of job ads, correct? Like, what do they measure? Do they measure number of views, conversion rates?
Well, until the hire even. So it starts with a click somewhere, right? We would
Yeah.
like to start the engagement, for example, on a channel like Facebook, where someone clicks on the ad, and
Mm.
then we have a basically the journey starts. Basically, we want to get these people further into the funnel. So it starts with a click, then the click might become an applicant, then the applicant becomes a qualified applicant, and eventually a hire. And by measuring this throughout the journey, so within the ATS, we are basically able to, well, first of all, drive or improve ROIs, but also provide these insights to the customer. So, based on this data, we can improve the ROIs, we can improve the advertisements. So, uh, the data play is increasingly important here.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. And as you mentioned, it's like a journey. So it's from the initial touch point till the very end. And I think that this is something that recruiters are definitely finding useful, right? Because they're, revolutionizing their job ad process, their job posting process, even their sourcing process. So I think now that we figured out how beneficial it is for recruiters, but my next question is, Tico, how do you see job seekers benefiting from, job ad automation as well?
Well, maybe take yourself as an example, right? If you're scrolling on Instagram, would you rather see an ad for a marketer or at a great software company, for example, in Riyadh, or a job for a business controller in London, right? I'm just
Definitely
making it up.
something for my preferences. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm just making this up, obviously, but
Mm.
you're getting my point, hopefully. So job seekers benefit from this from automated job ads through increased exposure to relevant opportunities. So these ads they leverage data to basically match the candidates with the suitable roles, providing also a personalized and efficient job search experience. So job seekers can save time by applying to positions that align with their skills and preferences, right? So which is also leading then to a higher likelihood of finding the right fit and advancing their careers. So I think that's basically the essence of how it improves the lives of job seekers.
Amazing.
So
So,
it's much
we
more
were
relevant.
talking. Yeah, you're
Yeah, sorry.
talking about, personalized job recommendations that closely match candidates to the right jobs, and this increases the likelihood that this candidate will be in the right fit job, which can in turn even decrease turnover rates for companies. This is
Absolutely.
brilliant. And I think, I also think in a way, this is also enhancing the candidate experience before they even join the hiring process, because from the first touch point, everything matches their requirements, their skill sets, everything looks great. But my question is, how can these job ads personalize interactions and create meaningful connections with these potential hires? Is it maybe using inclusive language, personalizing the job ad? Maybe can we add like maybe multimedia videos? Can you tell our listeners more about this?
Yeah, this is all possible, obviously. But let me take you as an example again, right? I'm quite sure Elevators is a fantastic employer, and your CEO Jacob is a great leader. So you're probably not actively looking for a job, and you wouldn't tell me if it was the case. But let's assume that. So you're not using a job board since this is only used by active job seekers, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, Now, But you're using social media, you're using news websites or Amazon and so on, right? So you're using the internet. So now, if I'm an employer and I would like to recruit you, I probably won't succeed by just promoting a job ad because you're not actively looking for a job. So you probably won't click on the job ad.
Mhm.
But here comes the trick. As an employer, you can decide to start promoting the company. For example, the core values, the location, the purpose, and so on. So the employer branding, uh, the employer branding ad might trigger you to click on it. Just as an example, imagine at the moment you're, for example, commuting 2 hours a day, which is okay but not ideal, right? And
Yeah.
then suddenly a software company that you always admired promotes an ad that they've just opened a new office just around the corner of your apartment. Wow, that's cool, you
Mhm.
think. So you click on the ad, and from this moment we have an interaction with you, right? So we can start tracking you, we can start nurturing you.
Mhm.
So after two weeks, you're browsing on Facebook again, and then suddenly you see that ad of the software company you previously clicked on. So it's not a coincidence. Basically, they pop up on your screen
Mhm.
again. And this software company around the corner is telling you about the great career opportunities, the facilities, their perks, and so on. Wow, that's interesting. So you click again, right? And you
Yeah.
slowly but surely start considering this company as your next employer. And then again, 2 weeks later, you're checking your favorite news website, and then suddenly you see a job ad from this software company around the corner with all their great perks, facilities, and whatnot. Hey, and they're looking for a new marketing manager. And you apply on the job. So in a few weeks' times, you are turned into a candidate without actively noticing
Oh
it.
my God.
So going
Wow.
back to your question, how to create meaningful connections with candidates? Well, in this example, you're not just applying on a job. No, you're applying at a great company that you know well, and you're basically extremely motivated to work for.
Wow. I think in marketing, this is called an omni-channel approach. So, through every approach and channel, you are attracting this candidate without them even knowing. As you're mentioning, this is crazy because, job seekers don't know this. They don't know they're being taken on this journey where even employer branding is ingrained, the culture, the values, and all of this, which subconsciously, the job seeker is automatically like, I want to work here, I want to click on this. It expedites the process of clicking on the apply button, which is, I
Yeah,
think, revolutionary.
absolutely.
100%. And you know I think that we all know that there's like somewhat of a global talent shortage, and with the targeted nature of job ads, how do you think companies can actually find top talent more efficiently and effectively? Maybe they're receiving a high volume of CVs, but the majority of them are unqualified. So how does AI and automation play a role in this, the filtration process perhaps?
Absolutely. So, yeah, I would love to work with examples because it makes it so tangible.
Please
Tangible.
do. Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly. So, let me give you another example. So, um, if you want to recruit, let's say, an atmospheric scientist, right?
Mhm.
You can pick any newspaper in the world to advertise this role, and that usually happens, right? Newspapers were used to advertise roles. But maybe in this case, with this job ad, 0.01% of its readers of any newspaper is an atmospheric scientist, right?
Yeah.
So if this new newspaper ad would cost you, let's say, 10K US dollars, probably 9,900 of your investment is spent uh, to the wrong target audience, right? So it's basically useless. So with automated job advertising, we try to spend your budget as precisely as possible. So exactly the opposite of the example I just gave. So um, in the example of the 10K US dollar budget, we will make sure 80 to 90% of your spend goes to the right target audience. So there are websites yeah, you and I might never heard of before, but very popular among the atmospheric scientists, right? So,
Mhm.
for example, a channel like Space Careers, or for example, ResearchGate, right?
Mhm.
Maybe you know ResearchGate. It's a global platform where millions of PhD
Yeah.
students and professionals publish and
Use
study
it.
researchers in their field. So also very popular among atmospheric scientists. So
Mhm.
by hyper targeting the job ad, you get much better results, and it also improves your employer brand.
Mm. Wonderful. And I think I just wanted to like ask you another question if maybe you can elaborate more on the key advantages or other key advantages of adopting, automated job ads, since in the past we've relied on traditional methods, but today we have AI in our fingertips to expedite processes and, maybe things like a faster job posting process, faster application process for candidates. So what are some other benefits you would like to share with us?
Yeah, first and foremost, would say automated job ads should not be seen as the holy grail. So traditional
Yeah.
advertising can still be relevant. If you're a recruiter in a small or medium-sized business, it might not be even worth to look at automated job ads. So just use Indeed, LinkedIn, or your local job board. That's okay. Um, However, if you're an enterprise or a staffing company or a company, for example, with a high hiring velocity, um, you should definitely consider automated job ads. It will improve your KPI significantly. So KPIs
Mm.
like time to hire, your cost per hire, the quality of candidates, the speed. So it gives you more time to focus on strategic aspects, in your hiring, and recruitment. Or you just have some extra time to read a good book or watch your favorite Netflix show, whatever. But by automating that whole process, that's what we typically do, and we strongly believe in. By completely automating that process, that job distribution process, it will make your life so much easier as a recruiter, but also as a company.
100%. And I actually want to share with our listeners that Elevatus is integrated with Vonq. And this integration is designed to enrich the job ad process for our clients and users that are using and leveraging this integration because it helps them post jobs on a global portfolio of niche websites, social media platforms, renowned job boards, and all it takes is just a couple of clicks, and it actually helps them post them on 2,000 job boards. And I think one of the most benefits that our clients are loving is the job board recommendation feature. So you can actually get recommendations on which job boards to post your job on based on maybe the job title, the region, the job type, and so on. And Tico, would you like to elaborate more on this incredible feature, job board recommendation, and how time saving it is? Recruiters don't need to spend hours researching on Google what's the best job board to, attract tech talent. Can you please elaborate on this incredible feature?
Yeah. So, so going back again to the to how it all started with Vonk, right? So we started as a recruitment marketing agency back then. So what we saw was that recruitment marketing was not really adopted yet. So all the recruiters were using the same job boards over and over again. The example I gave with Monster, right? So then we thought, well, we did a research among fast moving companies because those companies back then, or still do, they spent billions and billions on advertising. So we thought, well, those companies know well how to market their products. Like if you go to Unilever with their soaps and their ice creams,
Yeah.
right? They have all the intelligence to apply that to their advertising. So we thought, okay, these companies know how to. They nail their marketing. So they also know, they will probably also nail their recruitment marketing. So this was not true and not the case at all. So there was basically a Chinese wall between the marketing department and the recruitment department. So basically first come first serve. So any job board that would knock on the door of that company would get a contract, and they started to distribute their jobs to those job boards. There was no intelligence behind it, and I had a marketing background, so I with my co-founders thought, why don't they market their jobs? So this was basically the start of Vonk, and this was back in 2006. And over time, we started to invest in technology in order to measure what works and what doesn't work. And this data is now an important source of the recommendation engine. So if you're, for example, a company recruiting a software engineer in London, or next time you're looking for a data scientist in Australia, for example, um, completely different. Well, not completely, but there are different target groups in different areas. So basically, you also need to use different set of websites in order to become successful. Well, since we are processing so many, previously told you or already told you that we have processed more than 60 million. We process more than 60 million jobs per year. We basically utilize that data in order to give recommendations to customers, or our technology does that, which channels to use. And so we make the life of the recruiter much easier, because we strongly believe that the more successful a recruiter will be with their marketing, the more successful they will be as a recruiter, because it's just you know it is it should be completely integrated into their work.
And do you think, I mean, can people do that through Vonq? Like if they use Vonq, can they incorporate the element of marketing within the job ad process?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we do. So we do this on duration job boards, on Naukri or Seek, or any Stepstone. But we also use the programmatic channels like Indeed and Facebook and Google. But it really depends on the hiring needs, the type of jobs, the country. Yeah, but this is all bespoke. So if you're just searching for this one particular role in the US, or you're recruiting thousands of shop employees or food delivery people, then it requires a completely different way of advertising. But
Marketing, yeah.
you're in good hands with Vonk.
Definitely. And I think that, given that you've shared so much awesome examples and tangible examples, do you have any success stories to share with us, of people that have leveraged AI powered ad automation, posting jobs through the power of AI and automation? Do you have any success stories you can share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, where shall I start? Globally, Vonk works with for over 1,000 agencies and enterprises, such as DHL, Shell, Randstad, Manpower. So I can say from my experience that once a company starts with automated job ads, they won't stop. It becomes an increasingly important part of their advertising mix, and their share of wallet, the share of wallet of programmatic advertising becomes bigger and bigger. So I would say for your, yeah, well, maybe also for your information, programmatic advertising will grow to approximately 70% of the global recruitment marketing spend in the next 5 years. So
Wow.
yeah, I think this says enough about the success of this way of advertising.
70%, that's a huge and large number. Like maybe
Yeah,
a
it is.
couple of years ago, a decade ago, recruiters never thought that this would be a huge part of their spend. And now the job ad, the job posting, the process, evolved and really revolutionized the realm of recruitment. And I think that, we're all trying to improve our recruitment processes, enhance them, automate them. And what advice would you give for businesses that are maybe hesitant about automated job ads or hesitant to leverage them or adopt them? What advice would you give them today, Tico?
Um, Stay hungry, stay foolish. What I mean by that is that companies need to test and trial new innovations and embrace them. So
Mm.
don't be scared. Yes, things will go wrong. Yes, things will fail. Yes, things will break. But by testing, adjusting, and moving forward, you will be ahead of the game. Uh, and then the suite is waiting for you, right? So if you only keep following, you won't get, I think, the best talent, right? You will pay the highest price in terms of cost per applicant, or cost per click, etc. And you will be slower than the competition.
Yeah.
And I don't have to tell your podcast audience what the business impact could be when you miss out on talent, right?
Yeah.
So
We all know that.
that's basically my recommendation, just to trial and error. I mean, there's so much great innovation going on in the industry. So I think, you don't have to be the first one, but stay ahead of the big curve, basically.
100%. Tico, I think your answers have been so valuable and insightful for even me and the listeners, because you've shed so much light on the realm of job ad automation. You've unraveled it bit by bit, and I think the impact on job ad automation is clear. So we have greater efficiency, personalization, and bridging the gap between top talent and the right jobs. So, with that being said, I'm going to wrap up today's episode. I want to thank you, Tico, for taking the time to join us today, and for our lovely listeners who have tuned in to this episode as well. And yeah, all I can say is the same thing that Tico said. So, keep exploring, keep innovating, keep innovating, keep trying, and stay tuned for more thought-provoking discussions that we're going to share with you guys very soon on this podcast. Thank you, Tico, and thank you everyone for tuning in again.